Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is definitely something I didn't think was going to be happening, at least not right now anyway. The fact that it's happening right before the show comes out, I find it to be very interesting. But we have an article here from Fandom Pulse, and this just broke like about, I don't know, an hour or two before filming this, where it says Marvel possibly upholds creative integrity by parting ways with X-Men 97 showrunner over LGBTQP plus canon rewrites. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, this just broke about an hour or two ago before filming this, so I don't know if this is necessarily the reason why they got canned, and let's be real, if that's the reason why, I find that to be highly sus, considering that they advocated for all of this. They wanted these changes, these characters were all changed specifically to push different kinds of diversity, so it really is very shocking if this is the reason that they were canned. So let's get into this article, guys, from Fandom Pulse, but of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. It says, in a stunning move that prioritizes artistic vision over personal agendas, Marvel Studios has made the decision to part ways with Biel DeMaio, the creator and showrunner of the highly anticipated Disney Plus series X-Men 97. This decision, made just weeks before the show's premiere, underscores Marvel's possible shift in commitment to preserving the integrity of its beloved franchises. I don't believe this at all, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, I just don't. I don't believe that they did this to maintain artistic vision. I don't believe they did this to take personal agendas out of X-Men 97. I don't believe it because the characters themselves look like that they are all for this stuff. There's no way that they fired this person for this. I just don't. Unless there's more information here in the article, I just don't see how this is true. It says DeMaio, who had previously worked on Marvel projects such as Moon Knight and Blade, was entrusted with the task of continuing the beloved 90s X-Men animated series. However, concerns arose when DeMaio appeared to prioritize his personal identity over the established canon and core themes of the X-Men universe. The manipulation of long-standing storylines and characters to serve individual agendas is a disservice to the fans and the creative vision of the original works. The X-Men have been seen by many as a metaphor for minority groups, exploring themes of prejudice, acceptance, and the struggle for equality, even though this theory has been proven false by the words of Stan Lee and Chris Claremont before diversity becomes in vogue. Now, by attempting to reshape these narratives through the lens of his personal LGBTQP experiences, DeMaio risks undermining the universality of the X-Men's message and alienating fans who have grown up with these beloved characters. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, I want to be very clear. They knew what they were doing with X-Men 97. They said many different times, it is not just him, okay? It's not just DeMaio who came out and said certain things. It was other people involved with the show as well who came out and said they want to push diversity, specifically body diversity. That's what they were focused on. They want to push all forms of different diversity in X-Men 97, and they were utilizing this show. I mean, they made Morph non-binary. They gave Rogue a uniboob and completely nuked her body. They made Storm into this linebacker football player. I mean, this whole thing has been completely changed, and it's very obvious that this was their idea. So I don't know why they would fire this guy, to be honest with you. It must have been something really bad, because let's be real, I don't see why they would fire someone who fits their diversity, right? He fits their quota. Why would you get rid of him on a show that's all about diversity a few weeks before it goes public? It just seems odd. It says Marvel remains silent. Representatives for DeMaio did not return calls seeking comment, and the showrunner's emails were unanswered. His social media silence has been noticeable because he used to be a frequent poster, sharing both shirtless photos of himself at the gym and X-Men anecdotes. Additionally, he briefly maintained a non-public OnlyFans account. As a result, the LGBTQ magazine Out named him the sexy gay Marvel writer and showrunner to know. Oh my God, I
almost used the F word.
Why am I going to pretend as if I'm shocked this guy has an OnlyFans? I mean, I want to say I am shocked because I had no idea, and I'm glad I had no idea, and I really wish that I could go back a minute ago when I didn't have an idea, but this is just terrible. I mean, everybody and their mother has an OnlyFans now. It's so weak. But I mean, hey, I guess writing for Marvel ain't paying as much as these people would love you to think, right? Like these people who shill for the mainstream media, they would love you to think that big old daddy corporation is taking care of them and they're doing the right thing by doing what everybody else does. But now you need an OnlyFans in order to supplement your income. It's interesting. It says, however, creating the series occasionally presented a challenge due to social media when X-Men 97 cast Brazilian actor Guria Agostini as Sunspot, Biel DeMaio was accused by fans of whitewashing the character. As a result, Biel DeMaio announced in May 2023 that he would be closing his Twitter account. Marvel's decision to part ways with DeMaio, while undoubtedly difficult production-wise, demonstrates a possible commitment to preserving the artistic integrity of their properties. While diversity and representation are essential, they should be achieved through the creation of new, authentic stories and characters rather than by distorting existing ones. As X-Men 97 prepares for its highly anticipated debut, and again, I don't know who's highly anticipating this except for YouTubers that want to roast it. Fans want to be reassured that Marvel remains dedicated to honoring the legacy of these iconic characters while also exploring new and exciting narratives that celebrate the canon and characters with representation in a respectful and authentic manner. Dude, I'm sorry, but whoever wrote this, I just don't agree with you whatsoever, because you are just you're giving Marvel way too much credit, number one. And number two, that is way too hopeful. If you think the firing of one person is going to suddenly fix all of the issues that X-Men 97 still has right now, they're still going to make Morph non-binary. They're still going to nuke all the female characters in the show and make them ugly as hell. They're still going to make a whole bunch of changes guaranteed to the storyline that are going to fit modern day politics. Just because they fired DeMaio doesn't mean that they're not going to do that, and they would not be able to fix anything within the next couple of weeks. It has to roll out. So I just think you're giving them way too much credit. There is nothing here that signifies that they are trying to honor the legacy of these characters, because if that was the case, they would not have done what they did to these characters already. The fact that they're moving forward with that should give you no hope over what's going to happen in the future with the story. It says the X-Men have captured the hearts and imagination of a generation of fans, transcending individual identities and backgrounds by upholding the core values and themes that have made these characters endure. Marvel ensures that their stories will continue to resonate with audience for years. Bro, again, I don't know who wrote this, but ultimately I don't agree with this whatsoever. And I need to call that out, because this just seems like someone who thinks that firing one person is somehow going to magically save this show that is still being ran by Disney. It's still being ran by Marvel, one of the wokest companies, if not one of the wokest companies in the entire world. And you're thinking firing one person is going to save the show. It's not. I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be more garbage that's going to be found in this show. If you watch reviewers on YouTube, I'm sure they're going to find it as well. And it's just a matter of time before it comes out. This is only the beginning of it. So yeah, I am happy they fired him, don't get me wrong, because the guy was talking a lot of crap, especially related to DEI and all that nonsense. So I'm always happy when people like that lose their jobs and have to figure out what to do after that, even though, you know, they always want to say, oh, don't wish anybody lose their job. I try not to, but it's really hard for certain people, and DeMaio is one of those people. Just being real with you, I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. So I don't think this show is saved in any manner whatsoever. I don't think that this is going to maintain the integrity of the X-Men or 97. I just don't, because the character designs and where they said they were going with the show is proof enough for me that this show is going to be absolute garbage. And I am so happy for my fellow YouTubers that do TV show reviews. You're going to get a lot of views. And pretty quickly too, I would imagine. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.
Nice.